What's going on, my friends? It's me again, Mr. Spontaneous Content. You would think I was Mr. Rogers with taking off my sweater, and never mind being funny. Some of you are old enough to remember Mr. Rogers. He'd come in, hang up his sweater in the closet. But anyway, I figured I'd get on here. I'm probably going to upgrade my my battery converter charger. That is where you put your shore power into it. You can charge your batteries, and it's a converter charger, and you can also take that, and I guess you could safely use it as a DC power source to a fuse panel and have it straight power too. I mean, it converts AC to DC. It's always best to charge batteries with it. The one I've got is a Power Max 55 amp, and I don't think it's catered for lithium-ion batteries. I'm kind of learning this. It's the kind of things that, you know, when you build a van, you got to do your research, guys. You're going to pay a little bit more money for good stuff. You have to. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, just because it's from China, it's cheap. I mean, my inverter's from a Chinese company, and I bet that Alpacool refrigerator I've got is from a Chinese company. But you just have to kind of do your research. You know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. There's a company called Progressive Industries, and I recognize that name because I had an inverter charger in my RV from that company, and they're RVIA certified. I was looking them up tonight, and RVIA is the RV inspection company that if you see any RV that you buy or you look at, outside that door is going to be a sticker that says an RVIA certified, and it's going to have a number, which is pretty cool. And it's kind of like the ISO industry standards organization, like the ISO 9000 for RVs. You know, it's kind of, as far as I know, on that deal, you know, but just do your research on that. I mean, it's just things when you build these vans, you learn, you know, you think, oh, I've got it, it'll charge, everything will be great, blah, blah, blah. But I just don't think that Power Max I've got is, I don't think it's reacting too well. I just don't think so. I don't think it's charging my battery efficiently. In fact, it's never charged my battery. Every time I plug it in, it's like, I don't see anything charging. So I don't think the guys at Ames really knew when I asked them about that charger. They may have been thinking of the Progressive Industries one, but this particular converter charger's battery charger is catered for lithium-ion batteries, so it's going to understand it better. So I'm going to need to get it and put that in here because it's just going to be better that way. Definitely need a source to do that. I mean, you know, it ain't gonna hurt. I hate to spend a couple $100 more, but to do that, but you gotta do it right. I don't want to tear up another battery, or, you know, not that tore that battery up. I just don't want to tear a battery up, having to send it back up and go through this again. Go, okay, I don't know what happened, but the battery still isn't working. No, we don't want to do that, because I mean, my first one was truly defective from the factory because it never really worked right. It never worked right to begin with, you know, so you know how that is. It just is, it's trial and error sometimes, you know. As I told my dad, I don't have a research and development lab or people like these RV companies that know how to build these things. And everything is put in, you know, manufactured to the T, you know. It's custom, they call it custom built for a reason. So, you know how that is. So, but be it that it may, I think that will be cool. And we'll get the cushions for this thing. We got to do that. Definitely got to get the cushions for that. So, and other than that, I had a great day because the weather was nice. It was like 80 degrees, and now it's like 48 degrees outside. Temperature dropped on me. Oh, this is in my coffee ground or something. But that's the weather in the South. Some days it's cold, some days it's warm. They always say we don't have 4 seasons here. We barely have 3. Summer jumps into fall and goes straight into spring, kind of. You know how that is. If you live in the South, you know how that is. I don't know if you know how that is if you live somewhere where there's massive snow on the ground, so you know how that is. But I've been thinking a lot about this whole YouTube thing. I love it, but I'm just kind of deciding on whether I just keep doing videos like I'm doing, because you got these guys that are just I'm not a video editor. Like I said before, I do music for film and television. And I produce music for those guys. And all my time is consumed in doing that. And I don't have time to edit videos. I've done a little bit of it. You've seen it. But I kind of like the more personal videos like this, doing, stuff like this. I think it's kind of cool. And I think it's, shows that I'm real. I mean, I am a real person living in a van. Not to say that a lot of these guys aren't. I know a lot of them are. There are a few out there I have to question, I've said before. And there are a few that have just done an amazing job. Some of these channels, they're killing it. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. They've got 300,000-400,000 followers or more. Some of them have more than that. 300 to 400, almost 500,000 followers. I would love that. I have as many subscribers as I can. It would be great. It would help support this. And I think in time, and I'll mention this further, I think in time the best way to support me on this, if it ever comes to that, is buy my music. Go to my webpage and buy my music. I hope to have a new album, a couple of them coming out this year, and I think it'd be great. I think that would be the ultimate way to support my channel, and whatever else comes in the back. I think before too long I may do a Patreon account, but if I set it up, I don't know how that's going to go about in time. I just have to kind of evolve into doing a lot of content on a normal basis. Not to the point where I can't get my work done with my music and everything else. My focus is that generally. But the purpose of this was to follow my everyday life here and my travels, if we could get to that, If we could get past good old COVID, I think we can do this. And I was thinking about that today. I think my first thoughts is to take a trip for a couple weeks up through New England and come back down. And because I haven't been through those New England states at all. And I've been south of it or just west of them, but I haven't been through it. I hear it's beautiful. I'm going to have to kind of map that out and figure that out. So in the middle of trying to figure out whether I'm just going to keep this van and roll with it or I'm going to evolve to something else. I've got to sit down and figure out, like I've said, what I want to do, if the other idea is something I want to do or doable, and go that route, or whether I'm going to eventually go back RV. I do know that I kind of need a little more space to have a desk permanently for my music, and then, I'm jumping back and forth. Like, I'm using my dad's Frog as a studio and then wherever else. I mean, that's not to say I can't do it in here, but I don't know, kind of crammed a lot. And I can convert the space. I think it's awesome when I'm traveling. But when I'm home, I just think it's somewhere to sit, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me, and it's getting yourself in a different frame of mind. It doesn't always have to be that way. It's all in, I guess, what you want. Some people want the biggest house known to man, and that's your thing. Knock yourself out, because that is not my thing. I would be happy in a big studio apartment with a good closet and walk-in closet space and laundry and kitchen and full bath and, and that, I'm good with it. It's just me, myself, and I'm good with that. That's why I love this, man. I mean, I do. I think if I gone Class B RV with something this size, it would have been the Winnebago Travada or something, because those are so cool. It's just the storage of trying to carry my gear when I travel. And then, of course, I would have to have all my guitars and gear in my storage unit, and I have to go back and forth and back and forth. My one thought was having a small home base to where, God forbid we get in another situation like COVID, and you gotta have somewhere to go, a home base. So, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't worry about that. Maybe we're fine. There's a lot of people that didn't have to do that, through the whole beginning of that whole quarantine and shutdowns. Everybody had somewhere to go, and they were there, out of the way, A lot of those people that rely on that BLM land kind of freaked out, and they didn't know what to do, but they found a corner to go, or somewhere to go. I mean, that is what it is. It's just probably important to have some sort of a little flat or something to go to if you have to do it. But, we never saw this coming. We never did. So be that it may. But anyway, I wanted to hop on and babble a little bit. I know there was something else I was going to mention and talk about, but I forgot as usual, because I don't write anything down like I'm supposed to, unless I'm writing music and I'm jotting notes doing that, you know. Now, I did write some notes the other night because I went number 4 when I was telling you things that you need to know when you build a van. So, but like I say, that's the adventures of building your own van, the things you got to do. I mean, I've got to get on and look at those cushions. I didn't really expect I was going to need to be buying another battery charger, but I think that's the safest bet. I just don't think this Power Max is going to be good for that battery. That makes me nervous when I start reading more and more about that. The research is key in thinking about those things, you know. It costs some money if you're going to build power or build a full van, but you got to do it right with the right stuff, guys. It really is. There's only certain corners you can cut, and some you just cannot do it. You got to do it right if you're going to build out full on. Now, that's not to say you'll do something simple. That's why I'm really, like I said, all about the all-in-ones. I did mention that as soon as I can, I'm going to get on and talk about portable power. I'm going to talk about what I use, and we've talked about that before, but kind of show all the little portable power that I have and kind of what my thoughts are if I were to just go like an overland travel vehicle and have a home base and split the divvy by selling this and doing that. If I did that, I would have a vehicle that I could convert and just hit the road and travel. I'd have my refrigerator, bed, you know, all my power stuff, the minimal things you need, a perfect stealth way to do it, hit the road and go. Listen, I can do it with this, I can do it with that, you know. It's all what you want, all what you want to do. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. It's a little cold. I've got to watch some videos and a couple things and hit the sack. But anyway, I thank you guys for watching so much. And if you're watching any of my videos, please hit subscribe, hit like. It's always appreciated. I'd love to see this channel grow. I really would. And until then, we'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Be cool. Bye.